While the Canadians were fighting over the gullies and homesteads outside Ortona, the Germans had time inside the town to create piles of rubble to block the streets and booby traps in all the houses to cause destruction as the Allies came into the town. Our first stop is the little church on the edge of the town by the sea where the Canadians had Christmas dinner in 1943. We've opened this website where you can read about it. You can go back to Google Earth with the button at the top left of your screen, and we'll go down into that location there and see the church where the Canadians had their Christmas dinner. In 1988, the Germans and Canadian veterans met here and reenacted that Christmas dinner in a momentous occasion of reconciliation. The second landmark, the Church of San Francesco, was bombed on Christmas Day by the Canadians. Ted Griffiths was in one of the Canadian tanks that came into the Piazza of San Francesco. There were Germans in the bell tower you can see up here and raining fire down on the Canadians, and they turned their tank and blasted the church. Griffiths said later, "The fact that it was an old medieval church never entered my mind. The fact that it was Christmas Day didn't enter my mind, but when you survive a battle and you think back on what transpired and the people that died, it's the ghosts of that keep coming back to haunt you." Our third landmark is the Basilica of St Thomas the Apostle, or San Thomas in the Italian. You can see a picture here of the church blasted in half in World War II. As we go down to Street View, we can go to the Piazza of San Thomas and just take a look around. See the cobblestones and the lovely church rebuilt. We would love to go inside of it. Unfortunately, Google Earth doesn't allow that. We're going to have to take a visit to Ortona, Italy to see it. And it's just lovely to be able to walk around the streets as if you were actually on a visit to Ortona today and just see what it must have been like for these Canadians who were battling in these narrow streets and narrow alleyways through this town. The next stop in our tour is the seaside Esplanade, and we can see how beautiful it is as you can see the harbor out there and just walk along these streets. At the end of the Esplanade by the harbor is the castle, so let's zoom there. This castle is 500 years old and was damaged in World War II, but still stands today overlooking the sea. Let's go out of Street View and just have a bird's eye view of that castle sitting right on the cliff. We'll zoom out a little bit more there. The Piazza Vittoria was the scene of a lot of heavy fighting. We can look at some of the pictures of what it was like through the streets and see some of the rubble piles that was created by the destruction in World War II, and then go down to Street View and just be amazed at the rebuilding and enjoy walking through some of the streets. This is actually one of the wider streets, if you can believe it, and you can see how the houses are right side by side. So I encourage you to come back to this tour, not to these screencasts, but back to the tour itself and just roam the streets of Ortona, Italy yourself, Ortona, Italy today, and just enjoy them as you read through some of the stories.